I'm speaking to you at a very late night after a long day in which the president made a visit to, I think, the Palisades area to check with the fires or the aftermath of the fires that were here in Southern California. He met with Mayor Karen Bass, and as to be expected, the meeting was contentious and really combative. I didn't hear all of the statements made. Of course, there was some praises about the state and the firefighters, but really it was about the leadership or lack of leadership, I guess, of Miss Bass. And of course, the president wasted no time really, just calling her out. And the residents were very frustrated. They want to get back to the homes, but they didn't quite understand and still don't understand that in order for the city to avoid lawsuits, they have to clear the area of asbestos and other materials that are there. But of course, that doesn't mean anything when you want to get back to your homes and you have a national leader egging you on to attack the mayor. Whatever you think should be done. You want it done quickly. You want to get back to the homes, and of course, you want to vent your frustration again at the mayor. Ms. Bass, as I've mentioned, is not a perfect person, okay? She's not. But she is the mayor of the city, Los Angeles, where I'm at right now. And as I mentioned in our last episode on the subject, because you're the mayor of the second largest city in America, you're going to face some criticism. And guess what? You're going to face national criticism because you're the person in charge. And guess what? You have a few residents of an affluent area that are not happy with your leadership so far, or lack thereof. And they're going to come after you. They're really going to come after you. They don't care about procedures. They don't care about anything else like that. They just cared about whatever they're fed by their leader. And all of the statements about, diversity, equity, and inclusion, all those statements that are made, all the criticisms flown in that direction. As a mayor, you have to be ready for that. And I think she did a good job in preparing for that. But again, because from her time in Washington D.C., she knows all about that. But I would just say again, when you're the mayor of the second largest city in America, which is Los Angeles, just expect the criticism to come your way, and it's going to be heavy and it's going to be hard. I think there are times when I look at Daryl Gates, former police chief Daryl Gates, and working with former Mayor Tom Bradley here in LA. I'm sure the two had their contentious moments too. Trust me, based on the stories I've read, they've had a lot. But also they were able to work together at times. Even though Chief Gates wanted to crack down harder on criminals here in LA, and of course Mayor Bradley decided it was not a good idea, or the crack epidemic, the drugs that were flowing through the community of South LA or other places in LA. I'm sure the two of them had their heated moments too, and I'm sure they were not pleasant. Look, not expecting a mayor to be perfect all the time or someone to just have all the answers. And yes, whatever stories about the budget are out there, and the people better than me that can explain about the budget and what happened to it and what was used for and all this and that. But of course, it never stops anyone from an opportunity to explain a fallacy about it, or fallacies, according to the many videos that have been floating around this platform. And that's what I guess a mayor or leader has to deal with. They have to deal with the fact that there's a lot of misdirection, a lot of misinformation out there, and you have to set the record straight. You have to be someone, of course, very appreciative that the national leaders out there, but the second, also again, you have to make sure that the facts are straight. And again, no one's asking for perfection, but just getting the right story out there, the right facts out there, so people can understand exactly what's happening. Like, for example, we do know that the fire in Hawaii, that it took a while for them to go back to their homes. And yes, it will take a matter of time for people to go back to their homes. Maybe longer than they expect, longer than they hoped. And the anger is boiling towards the mayor because they want to go home. The home was burnt down. A lot of chemicals there. Things that they have procedural wise, they have to take care of the fire department. And everything's signed into a plan that they've already had. And, you know, I can tell you from seeing fires here in Southern California, whenever some large area that's burnt down, it takes a cleanup crew to come and make sure that there's no asbestos or anything else to be harmful if you come back there, because the city or the municipality is open for a lawsuit if they're moved back too quickly and all the chemicals are not cleaned up in that area. People can actually lose their lives for the sake of rushing back to their place of residence that used to be there. So again, that's the issue that I'm sure the mayor representing the city has to consider, along with the fire department, right? Because lawsuits, and we know people like to sue all the time for whatever reason. The mayor has to be mindful of that. But of course, when you're dealing with the leader of a country like this one, and individuals who may have selected this leader through a vote, they want answers, and they will do it forcefully. They will do it in the way that they feel to get answers should be found. And yet it's hard to tell people, individuals who are angry, they're frustrated, they're mad, directing all of their anger, all of their bile towards that black woman mayor. It goes with the territory, you know. As I mentioned in the last video on the subject, Miss Bass, you know, we have to wonder that is she ever, I mean, no one when they're in office ever comprehends that, okay, they have the first 2 years in office, they'll be faced with a disaster like this, right? Natural or intended. But when you are faced with it, you have to work with the city and other departments there to make sure that you have a plan in place. And again, earthquake comes, we're all ready for earthquakes because that's a natural occurrence here in LA, along with, you know, the fires. Some hit your city limits and others hit other places, like Altadena. She's not in charge of Altadena, that's a separate city. But people were blaming her about that not too long ago. That's not in the territory. So this is only rhetoric that you're going to hear for a time because it's an affluent area, definitely Palisades, and they want to have answers. They want to go back to the places that they used to live in, and they just want answers, right? Nothing wrong with that. It's just that when they're looking for answers from a gentleman who they selected, who wants to, for his own reasons, visit this area, check out what the fires have wrought, and who knows, put a spin on it, right? There's always a spin, there's always a tale, there's always a story, a narrative to blame the other side. Okay, that comes with the territory. You and I always know it comes with the territory. So I'm sure this will probably be my last warning to Miss Bass that you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. You knew the job was dangerous when the people of the city selected you to become the mayor. You received the praise when the praise will come, but there's also going to be times, such as this one, where the criticism will be hot, it'll be heavy, it'll be unrelenting, and you have to show that you're able to face that. I believe she's able to do that based on her time in Washington with the House. But again, this is not Washington, D.C., it's not the House. It's L.A., California, and we have gone through decades of contentious issues that have made the city a little antsy as far as certain issues and certain places within the city. So, do your best, work it out with the people that you need to work it out with, and move forward. That's all I have to say. Thank you for much for watching. If you like this content and want to see more of it, don't forget to click the subscribe button. If you like to see what I'm doing with my current projects, writing books and things like that, you can click the banner above or the link above. Or if you like this content and you want to see more of it, which you can definitely do by looking at the channel, don't forget to hit that like button. I think I already said that. It's late. It's late. But again, I want to thank each and every one for your support. We'll see how things work out. We'll see how things happen. But hope to see you again. And always remember, wherever you're watching this, whatever time of day you're watching this, always remember that take care of yourself, and I will see you again next time. Take care.